Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Jarrell here.
And I'm Josh, and today we're here to talk about an actor that almost portrayed Rick Grimes in the Walking Dead television series.
Yes, so this is news that we did not know about. There are parts of this information that we'll be going over that we did know about in regards to the early goings of The Walking Dead when it was being pitched to different networks. But seeing this actor possibly being portrayed or portraying Rick Grimes, wow. It would have drastically been different on the show.
Yeah, I definitely think it would have changed the series. So the actor is Thomas Jane, and you know him, well, I know him from Punisher.
The majority of you guys probably know him from The Punisher. He's been in a lot of stuff. He was in The Mist, he was in The Mist, he was in Deep Blue Sea, he was in Boogie Nights. Don't watch Boogie Nights, it's terrible. But he's been in a lot of stuff. But just imagine this guy being Rick Grimes. Now, I cannot remember. I have to go back and look at pictures. We know Andrew Lincoln was quite skinny in season 1. I'm not sure how Thomas Jane, his physique was back then.
We know he was ripped for the Punisher.
He was ripped for the Punisher.
Because he was in one other thing, and we'll go into that later. But when he was in that, he was also a stocky guy.
Yeah,
right?
I think he's pretty big.
He had a lot of muscle mass.
Yeah, I think he's a pretty big guy.
So yeah, and like we were talking about this offline. Like we knew that Andrew Lincoln like kind of buffed up from season 1 to season 3. Season 1, he was really skinny, but that was for a purpose, right? Like he just woken up out of a coma.
Out of a coma, yeah. And I'm sure they could have, if he was in this, they probably would have said, "Hey, lose some weight," and then bulk it back on. But so Frank Darabont, the season 1 showrunner, was known for bringing on actors or loved working with people that he originally worked with. And 2 actresses that are in The Walking Dead season 1, and one of them are still on to this day, Melissa McBride and Laurie Holden, who played Andrea. They were both in The Mist, along with Thomas Jane.
I never saw The Mist. Did you see that?
I never saw it, but I heard it was really good. I heard it was pretty crazy.
Isn't that a video game? I remember playing the video game.
I don't remember.
If it's based on... I don't even know if it's the same thing, guys.
Yeah, this is based off of Stephen King's adaptation, The Mist. Yeah, so...
Then maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I mean, pretty cool that he wants to bring on, work with people like that and, have some familiarity with that. But...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, coming up is the reason why he didn't get the role.
Yeah, so we all know, you may have heard, and this is kind of the piece of information that we already knew, is that The Walking Dead was originally pitched to HBO. Ooh. Frank Darabont and them actually pitched the show to HBO executives, and HBO passed on the series. Now, I have always said that this show would have been amazing on HBO.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine what they could have done.
It's not just the gore, right?
Right, yeah.
Like, I
resources.
think the resources, the budget would have been amazing. Yeah. And that's always the thing that's been lacking with AMC is like they've always had a lackluster budget. Look at the CGI. Look at the deer.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But like even stuff like if you think that it was gory now, it would have been 10 times worse, I think, with HBO.
Oh, God. It would have been insane.
Yeah. And they would have been able to cuss, too.
Oh, yeah. They would have been able to cuss. They would have had some really cool lines that you only get in some of the Blu-ray editions of The Walking Dead.
And I think that's when maybe the original thought of going to HBO is they're probably like, look, we can do a lot more on HBO that we won't be able to do on AMC.
You can find on YouTube the uncut version of Negan's speech during the lineup. If you have the Blu-ray edition, you'll have the uncut anyway. But imagine... seeing that on HBO, it would have been the full-on like comic book version.
It would have been
of Negan.
I think it would have been word for word.
Word for word. Yeah. So before it ultimately landed on AMC when HBO passed, Thomas Jane was actually firmly attached to play Rick Grimes. He was signed on. He was going to do it, but as they were going through the negotiations and HBO passed, Thomas Jane actually took on a different project. He actually was on HBO's dramedy series Hung, which lasted for 3 seasons.
Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was a series of him being a gigolo, I think. And
possibly, yeah.
There was a lot of...
Craziness.
I've
never seen it, but I've heard about it.
I've never seen it either, but I've always heard of it.
Yeah.
There's a local radio station here, Todd and Tyler, that actually have talked about that in the past. But
man, I mean...
Yeah, I think it would have been good.
The dynamic would have been interesting. Just because he's an American actor, and... Yes, we know Andrew Lincoln can speak perfect English, which a lot of English can do. They can do an American accent like Brady. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah. So it would have been interesting to see him try to speak in kind of a Southern type accent if he would have been able to do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he probably could have. But
I don't want to take away from us discussing the actor.
Yeah.
But like, do you think they would have done the initial Judith Grimes death scene? The original on HBO, they had on HBO. Like, look, every show, like...
Spoiler warning.
Yeah, sorry, spoiler alert. If you haven't read the comics, yes, Judith Grimes does die after she is born. Mm-hmm. It's a brutal death. And look, I've always heard that you want to kill a show, kill a child. Like, right? Like, you want to lose viewers, kill a child.
I don't know if they still would have done the comic book version of that. I don't know. I really don't. I think they may have probably kept it that way.
Yeah,
but who knows?
It's pretty, it's a brutal scene.
Yeah.
Brutal scene.
But, I think it's a pretty cool thing, finding out who would have played certain characters. We know Jon Bernthal, he read for both Rick and for Shane.
That would have been crazy,
Imagine Jon Bernthal being Rick.
That would have been amazing. I would have liked that.
Yeah. I'll have to look at, you guys let us know in the comments. I'm sure there are other actors that have come out and said, yeah, I read to be Rick Grimes. And
it happens a lot.
Passed on it or whatever. Yeah. So let us know in the comments of some other actors who may have possibly read for Rick. I think Norman Reedus. No. I think Norman Reedus read for Rick and he read for Merle. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, a lot of these actors that are initially chosen for other characters, or that were chosen for other characters, read for a lot.
Many different parts,
like, even in other shows. Like, I know that The Office, for example. Like, there were a couple characters that read for other characters there. For sure. But, it happens. Because what happens is the showrunners, they see the talent in these lines that they get written to, and they're like, okay, I like him. But maybe not for this character.
Yeah, they take a look at how they... do a scene, and they probably think, well, he kind of fits a little bit better. His mannerisms and his speaking style fits better with this character. But, Thomas Jane, the actor is really good, but, we love Andrew Lincoln. We love him to death, and but it would have been interesting to see Thomas Jane if he was Rick Grimes, because he has that badassness.
Oh, yeah.
His physique, his face, his facial expressions. Even though the Punisher wasn't great, I still think he did a pretty good job to portray the Punisher.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. So, let us know what you think. Do you think Thomas Jane would have been cool? I know some of you are like, who cares? Andrew Lincoln's the man. We are. We do.
That's pretty much where I'm at.
Yeah, but hey, it's cool. It's cool news. It's something to talk about, as we love to do with you guys.
Yeah, so. Hey guys, this is downtime right now. Like, we have nothing.
Downtime.
So we love to open up the conversation and talk to you guys. So definitely, let us know what you think about this. Yeah. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you're always notified when we upload new content. I'm Josh.
I'm Jarrell.
We're NocBro Nation. We're out.